All right, welcome back. So after sitting on our cards for about a month now, we started to talk about some of the discoveries we had made on that box of baseball cards that me and Antonio got. We found a diamond in the rough, and it just kind of put all of our search to a stop. Also, we had already spent like 4 hours digging through the box, and we kind of got tired, but we found this card that we set aside, and we did some research, and all research indicates that this card, if it is legit, it is a life changer. If it is a legit card, this card is worth over $1 million. In September, they had an auction, and in that auction house, PWCC, which I have video footage of too, they sold the house sometime in September, and they sold it for over $1 million, and it was the second highest sale for a card of Roberto Clemente. The first, the most expensive one that was sold was graded a 9, and it was sold for 1.1 million. So it almost broke the record. I actually think this one is in much better condition. I have it in my hand, so I'm just gonna show you so I can put it away. But take a look at this card. You wanna say hi to Antonio? Say hi, Antonio.
Hi.
All right. So, as you can see, I already compared it to some of the other ones that are reprints, and everything tells me that this card is in like mint condition. It's either a 9.5 or a 10. I mean, I'm not an expert, but if I had to just guess, just by looking at the perfection of the corners and all the edges, I'm gonna say that this card here is a 10.
Show me like the sides of like the card.
Sides, well, I can't tell if it's zooming in, right? So like that. There's the edges. You can, I don't know, maybe you can zoom in. You can zoom in later, maybe do close-up shots. But, well, I don't even know if it zoomed in. But anyways, this card right here is gonna be the reason why Antonio and I become millionaires. Or it's gonna be the reason that we almost became millionaires. Because what we're gonna do, our first step is we're gonna send it to this company to authenticate the card. They only charge, I think, between $3 and $6. I don't remember what it was. Their experts are gonna observe it. They're gonna analyze the card to see if it's an authentic card. And then if it is, they also have the ability to grade it. At which point we pay, I'm gonna pay once it's authenticated that it's a legit card, I'm gonna pay for a Beckett valuation. That's basically your typical, I think it's, remember the Beckett, I think it's the same company, the Beckett book that they used to sell back in the day. It's BSG. They have a couple of other companies, but Beckett is the one I'm most familiar with. So I think it's like $20 or $25 to have it evaluated. And at that point, if it is authentic and it is a legit card, I'm just gonna go for it. I'm gonna tell them to put it on auction immediately. Start of the year, there's people looking to make investments, and this is a good card to make an investment. Or they're gonna tell us, you know what? Wah, wah, wah. It's actually a fake, or it's somebody just printed it, or it's a reprint, a legit reprint, very well done, very well taken care of, but it's...
Or what if it was like a stolen card? That could happen, because like if it was stolen, they might have to like, I don't know, do something else with it.
Well, that's something else. But how could they tell unless it had a serial number on it? We bought it off a guy on OfferUp. He was cleaning out his garage, is what he said. He sold us a big box. We already went over that in the other video. And we're gonna guide you through this process. I guess the next step is to send it in. We got a couple of boxes here that we're gonna put it in there. We're gonna put some tissue in there. We're only sending one card. Out of all the cards that we got, we're only going to send one card to start this process. And we're going to kick off 2023 with a solid video where our goal is to get 5 views.
What?
All right, not 5, maybe more than 5, but
one's the goal.
One's the goal. At least if we get one, we'll be successful. But yeah, this video, I think it's an interesting video to start off the year with. You know, we're gonna title it "When We Became Millionaires," or almost became millionaires. Because it could also happen that it becomes a legit card and then it goes to auction and it only sells for like 10,000. I don't know, that's a possibility. I don't see why that would happen, especially since one in September just sold for $1 million. I mean, we're talking 3 months ago, you know? And if we set it off in January, especially if it comes back graded by Beckett as a 10. If it comes back graded as a 10, it's an authentic card. We're gonna break some records. So let us know. Have you ever sent your baseball cards in to get graded? This is the first time I'm ever gonna have that done. I do have a bunch of baseball cards that I've collected as I was a kid, and I do have them in sleeves and plastics and little plastic sheets and cases, etc. At least some of the good ones. Like I have a Shaquille O'Neal rookie card. That's another story.
We pulled that out of the pack that we opened.
No, I already had that one. Well, another one came out.
We got another one. Oh, we also got like a bunch of other rookie cards, like Randy Johnson, Pedro Martinez.
Well, those are gonna be our money makers for later. But I think the most expensive card, we looked up some of the most expensive cards of all time, and actually Roberto Clemente's card came up there. What number was he?
I think it was like 9 or 10.
I think
it was 9.
Well, I don't know which site it was, but it said that the Roberto Clemente rookie card was one of the, you know, highest selling and most expensive cards in this market. And then Antonio remembered, he's like, wait a minute, I think we got that card. And then he went to check in the plastic sheets, and then there it was in the plastic sheets. And we pulled it out, we put it in this hard case, and like I said, I mean, it looks like a 10. If I had to say, there is absolutely no damage. And earlier I was in here sealing it, and I had the card on my table, and then I started drinking coffee, not even thinking that maybe an accident can happen. I could spill my coffee and damage the card, and it goes $1 million. But you know what? Right now there's candy right there that could also melt. So we're gonna take care of this and we're gonna send it off. We'll keep you updated. I think we're gonna have to post a part 2 because, you know, of course you're gonna wanna know what happens if it's a fake or if it's a legit card, and then what ends up happening. I think if it's a legit card, we're gonna set it in motion. We'll do a part 2, and in part 2 will be like our celebration of like, yes, we're gonna put it on auction, and then we're gonna say, stay tuned for part 3 after the auction is over. And then I don't know, hopefully we can hit 1 million. But you know, we'll see what happens. We'll see if 2023 is gonna be good to us, and this is a good start for us. You know, I'm on the fence. I'm 50-50. I'm not too excited. I like the card that we have this card, but I just think it's too good to be true. You know, the card is in perfect shape. You know,
maybe like some like old grandpa, maybe like put it, maybe I don't know, maybe like they pulled it in a pack and they like kept it in like a secret vault for when they passed away. Maybe they could give it like to their grandchildren so they could sell it for money. And then that guy ended up with it, and then he put it in there in his baseball collection, and he sold it.
And he didn't even know what he had, huh?
He didn't know that he had that.
Yeah, that's a possibility. You know, the important part right now is that we have it here. Once again, it even has a signature. I think the signature just comes standard with the print. I don't think it's an actual signature where he got his pen and he signed it, but you know, this is like the mecca of baseball cards for somewhere between the 1900s and 2000 era. You know, of course, you want a Babe Ruth rookie and a Honus Wagner rookie, but you know, who came next in the 50s? Roberto Clemente. 3,000 hits for the Pittsburgh Pirates, and he had that fatal airplane crash. But let's show you what that website looks like.
And also,
Oh, go ahead.
And also, there's only, you see the card, how it looks like a 10? It looks like a 10, right? There's only been like 11,000 graded in history. Most of them have been like a 4, 5, or like a 3. This one, it looks like a 10, and there's only been one in history that's been graded a 10. I think there's been 11 that's been graded a 9, and there's been none that's been graded a 9.5. So let's see if we make history by grading this card.
Take a look at it one more time, folks. You can see sharp edges, nothing's blurry. Let's just hope it doesn't come back as a fake. Look in the back, it doesn't say anything about archives or anything like that. There's only one thing that I did notice about this card. Do we have any cards right here? No, this is the only card we have right here because we were eating in a bit. So it just looks a little bit wider than a regular size card. Like a standard card is about 2 3/4 inches by like 3.5 inches. I'm not exactly sure. And this one looks slightly longer. I don't know. I'm not saying it's like ridiculous. So here's a card. We're gonna put a card. And who is this? Abreu. All right. So you can see that the card is slightly wider.
That would kind of make sense. That would make it like more sense because if it's not a reprint, then the old days it would probably be the cards would probably be bigger.
I mean, yeah, but that's the question. Is that the way it was? I mean, I'm sure somebody who knows about baseball cards is gonna tell us like, oh yeah, you know what? That's not a legit card because that's an awkward size for it to be. So as you can see, it is slightly bigger than this Jose Abreu Topps card that we just pulled, which is I heard who did he sign with? Didn't he sign with the Astros?
Yeah, he's with the Astros.
How did this guy not go to the Dodgers, man? All right, so there you go. Oh, I know why, because we got Freeman. Never mind. Freeman is solid. All right, so you can see that. It's a little off. So that's the one thing that I noticed.
I mean,
that might prove us.
Baseball card size of the baseball cards must have changed because they're not gonna stay the same. This exact size or this exact size for like all the. Because I think the first ever baseball card was made in like 18 something.
Mm-hmm.
And then so they're not gonna stay the same size.
Yeah.
For like 200 years.
Oh, you got the little ones too the other day, right? Remember the little tiny ones?
Yeah,
all right, read the back right there. What did it say? Roberto what?
Roberto was the first Pirates' first choice at the 1954 winter draft. Originally signed by the Dodgers to a bonus contract, he showed his powerful throwing arm and extra base hitting ability at Montreal last year. During the winter, Roberto played in the Puerto Rican League and placed second in hitting. His 73 hits at Santurce gave him a glittering 365 batting average.
Wow. All right. So this is the website that we're going to take a look at. It's called PWCC. As you can see, I already filled out the paperwork. I had to prep it. I had to prep it, meaning it tells you all the things that you have to do. Remove stickers, sleeves, and team bag. I'm not exactly sure. I gotta read this again. Additional charge of $50 per hour for unpacking. What? Okay. So and then it says you print it and then you pack it. So I didn't read that before about 50 for unpacking. What? These guys are pros at unpacking. I just have it in this little case. You just have to like open it up and that's it. I'm sending them one card. And the price is, I believe, what was the price again? Yeah, I'm off the page that explains the price. But anyways, what they're gonna do is they're gonna authenticate it. They're not gonna grade it. They're gonna authenticate it. But once They're not gonna grade it. They're first gonna authenticate it, and once it's authenticated, I'm gonna ask them to value it, and then that's, or not to value it, to grade it, and then that's when they give it a grade, and that's the Beckett company, and they're gonna stay with it because they're gonna auction it off at this site if it comes back legit, and hopefully Antonio and I will be millionaires. Otherwise, it'll just make for a very good first video. All right, so stay tuned. We will keep you posted on what goes on with this card, and we definitely will. We have plans for a bunch of the other cards that were a bunch of rookie cards. We have plans for those as well. I'm even thinking sending them to them too. But no, we're going to send one thing at a time. Not one thing at a time, but at least this time we're going to send this one because we want to get this video off the ground and get it started. Because that's the way we want to kick off 2023 with the Roberto Clemente Rookie Card. And $1 million. Maybe. All right, so here we are. This is going to be our packaging. We're going to take this out of this. I mean, maybe we might even benefit from having it on there.
How about you
so it doesn't smash.
Wrap it in this.
All right, so wrap it on this with this tissue paper. Wrap it around nicely. Everything. Make it solid.
Make sure there's not like a little bit of room space so it like goes.
Because if it gets smashed, it's gonna get smashed on. So we need maybe cardboard around it. Maybe get some cardboard pieces. All right, so one last look before we send this out. We put it inside a Moto G box. It is wrapped up in tissue paper inside the box with some protection with the cardboard. And just in case it moves around, we put taping it to the sides there. All right, so I'm ready to drop this off at the post office. It's going to take at least 20 to 25 days to hear back from them. I'm not going to get my hopes up, but at the same time, I'm excited. And I will share the journey with you. Either way, it'll make for some good social media content, I believe. I think there's some people on YouTube that would tune in because it's an interesting story. In about a month, I'll upload the second video and let you know what the update is. So that will demand a part 2 for sure.